Let's get back to the big story, the corporate story of the day, which is General Motors. Let's bring in Congressman Marsha Blackburn. She's the vice chair of the committee that's investigating General Motors. Marsha, this all seemed to have happened right around the time that the government was bailing General Motors out. Is there a remote possibility there's a cover-up involved here?
That is one of the questions that we have. And Stuart, the investigation that we're going to do is going to center on the timeline, who knew what when. What we're going to need to do is go back and rebuild this. Now we're finding out that the recalls should have gone back to 01. And at first it was going to be 05 to 07, then back to 03, and now it's backing up even further. So you can see what we have done is basically to open the proverbial Pandora's box. And as we work through this over the next few weeks, we're going to be able to hopefully establish a timeline and then look at not only GM but NHTSA and see what kind of information was traded there and who was brought into the discussion.
Okay. I want you to open up the Pandora's box, otherwise known as Obamacare, too, because I know that your committee has sent a letter. You want to know, you've sent a letter to the insurance companies. You want to know how many enrollees have paid and how many of these enrollees were previously uninsured. All of this is a very big deal for the numbers on Obamacare. Why can't you get these numbers from Secretary Sebelius? Why not?
Well, Secretary Sebelius seems to punt every time she comes to us, and she is uncertain as to what the numbers are. So finally, what we have done, in addition to asking this question over time and time again in committee, we are putting it in writing and asking for a specific response. They should have those numbers. They should be pulling that data and that information every single day. Yeah. The insurance companies have a better handle of it than Secretary Sebelius. We have to know this.
Now, hold on one second. We've got this retirement letter from David Wright, which really, he's inside Department of Health and Human Services. He's totally panning the federal bureaucracy. Says it's an absolute mess. You can't get anything done. Kathleen Sebelius runs that bureaucracy. She spends $1 trillion a year. That's how big the operation is that she's running. And you can't get answers from her to simple questions like, how many of these people have paid? I have to suggest that maybe she should resign or be fired.
Well, we have said many times that she should be fired. But here is the thing. Obviously, Secretary Sebelius is doing exactly what President Obama and his advisors want her to do, which is to make a colossal mess of the nation's health care system. They want that because their ultimate goal, as they have said time and again, they would like to see a single-payer system with the federal government having all control of health care in this nation and being able to disperse and dispense that health care. So this is why we're not getting numbers. This is why we do not know how many people have paid. It is why we do not know how many of those that have selected a plan were previously uninsured. We don't know how many are getting subsidies, and we do not know how many of the total enrollees are actually Medicaid enrollees. Lots of questions, more questions every day.
There's so much that we don't know. I just feel the whole thing is collapsing around our ears. I really feel that. I have no confidence that this is in place and functioning, frankly. I'm sorry, Congressman,
yes.
I'm out of time, but Marsha, you're going to come back to us soon, I do hope, because we want answers to these questions.
Absolutely, certainly will. Look forward to it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.